Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my next episode of Rick Talks, episode 4. There's a couple things I'd like to talk about. Recently, this is just kind of something that I discovered. I got this. Scratch ticket, you might call it. It's called Magic Match Scratch and Win. Well, it seemed a little peculiar to me because I didn't buy it. It was just in my mailbox. And on the back it says scratch any 3 and win that prize. But it's dubious to which prize it is. And then it gives you a local phone number to call. So I ended up Googling it, and then I discovered that there's a scam running. They're conning you into calling them so they can sell you vacuum cleaners. So I urge anybody who's getting something like this, if it sounds too good to be true, it generally is. It's too good to be true. So I'm just warning anybody that might happen to watch this and might happen to get one of these guys, I would disregard it. I only held on to it so I could show you folks out here what I ran into. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was I was going through my wallet and I pulled out an old paper that I had written down a while back for how can I put this? I needed it for a reason, and I guess recently this has been the reason. What the passage says is John 16:33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. Because we're all going through things, and especially when we're alone, it's very difficult. And the next passage that's on here is, things may look dark. However, despite how they look, everything is under control. Trust what I have said and believe me. In the world you shall have trouble, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Corinthians 2:14-15. As I reflect back and I remember where I got this, it was with my beautiful wife, who passed away in 2015, whom I miss terribly. She seen the wisdom in giving me the knowledge, or passing along the knowledge of the Bible, of how important these words are, because I'm alone and I miss her terribly. I guess we don't know what's in store for us, or why the things happen to us the way they do, but they do. I just want you to know that I believe it's important for us to hold tight onto what we have inside, our belief in God. These things are not easy, but I'm thinking that we need to go through these things for a reason. And like most things, it's a test of life, and it's up to us how we handle it. Things are not easy, but like the passage says, in the world you shall have trouble, but be of good cheer. I want anybody and everybody to know that I'm trying my best to move forward with what life I have, God's given me. And if anybody ever needs to talk, I don't have all the answers, but sometimes it's just good to talk to somebody. If you want to talk, all you got to do is just leave me a message, get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to visit with you. Because I know how important it is to have somebody to talk to. I'm here if you need me. Thank you very much for listening. Farewell, and there'll be more to come. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Verse 2. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Verse 3, And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel he also brought of the firstling of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel, and to his offering. Verse 5, But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and in his countenance fell. Verse 6, And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? Verse 7, If thou dost well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Verse 8, And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. Verse 9, And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Verse 10, And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Verse 11, And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Verse 12, When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Verse 13, And Cain said unto the Lord, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Verse 14, Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. Verse 15, And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Verse 16, And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. Verse 17, And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived, and bare Enoch. And he builded a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch. Verse 18, And unto Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begat Mehujael, and Mehujael begat Methuselah, and Methuselah begat Lamech. Verse 19, And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of one was Adah, and the other was Zillah. Verse 20, And Adah bare Jabal, and was the father of such as dwelled in tents, and of such as have cattle. Verse 21, And his brother's name was Jubal, and was the father of all such as handle the harp and organ. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said unto his wives Adah and Zillah, Hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. Verse 24, If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Verse 25, And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, She had appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. Verse 26, And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord.